Hi, hello. Hi, hello. My name is Julia, and I could be your erotic photographer. I don't wanna, say hi, wait for any people. I don't wanna waste anyone's time and mine as well. So I'm gonna jump straight away to the business. And this video is about the challenging work. And I, as an erotic photographer, my challenging work is to create nude photography, right? Because when people are dressed, there is not much challenge in there for your personality. I mean, there are other challenges, to pose, to style, to design the image, and to light it, and there are a lot of variations when it comes to creating such a work. And of course, glamour photography is mostly related with ladies, okay, with ladies and with escort. Okay, you know why I'm saying this. And just because I mentioned escort many years ago was a prostitute, okay, and they were working at home or hotels. Okay, so the hotels was the first place where they can be located. Okay, and there was no website. So when I arrived to London, the first websites were seen. Okay, and all these escorts were developed there. Okay, and there are a lot of different type of escort, and there is a lot of type of adult photography, and there are a lot of how to say escort now who do not even remember that it's a prostitution, okay, or don't want to think about that. I had such clients who would say, oh, I want to do pictures for dating, and the way they lead themselves, the way they pose, the way they ask to edit the pictures is typical escort work. And I'm saying, what are you saying, dating? It's an escort. And she's like, how dare you to call me an escort? And I'm thinking, lucky you that I didn't call this prostitute. Okay, but I had a lot of girls, prostitute friends, and they are fine with it. Okay, they're just cool girls, and this is one of the job. I'm an erotic photographer. Okay, when I was thinking about prostitutes in general, I realized that many of us being a prostitute, okay, that whore, okay, who was used, abused, and even didn't pay it properly, and I've seen a lot of professions, okay, which you think that they, how to say, they are authorities or something, but at the end of the day, they slave or they serve someone else, and being those prostitutes, whores, and escort, okay. So that's why I take dignity and pride, okay, in making those escort and communicating with the escort, because I think that there are a lot of cheap escort around us who are not escort, if you know what I mean, okay, and they serving and they slaving and they licking their asses, and that's what is their life is. I know a lot of escort who made their life, who made their living, who built the houses and made their families, and having a successful life, okay. And there are, how to say, of course there is another side of this coin, okay, but that's where I've got majority of my experiences from the prostitutes, is from the escort, okay, it's from adult work, okay. That's where I've got to see everything, okay, what you have not seen in your life, okay. That's where I got to a chance to participate in all the craziest and the kinkiest and weirdest and dirtiest scenarios. That's where I get my inspirations from. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, when I arrived to London, my dream was to work in a in a hospital, and I went into the private clinic, which I wasn't paid well, I mean, comparing with the escort, okay, and they were saying, Julia, we're making like 300 pounds a day, it's just like closed eyes, we don't even do anything, it's like 1 hour. At that time, money were going and flowing, and it was an amazing time when I arrived to London. I cannot tell you enough. Okay, about that beautiful time when we were having, different adventures. Okay, of course, now more responsibilities and businesses and stuff, and we were free and open-minded, and how to say, spirited in another way. Okay, so it was amazing. And so I was living with those two girls in escort, and they were giving me the whole double bedroom, okay, for me, because I was very tired from my work and it was demanding, and this cleaning was headache, and these escort girls were just partying from the morning till the evening. Can you imagine? And they were constantly throwing around the money and saying, Julia, are you sure you don't want to try this? And they were constantly asking me to go into this business, and I said, no, I'm gonna go my way, and this is my way. Okay. And yeah, but there was, how to say, the clear difference between normal pace and normal life and the escort or the prostitute life. Okay. And so there was a time when I went into this kind of like a business as an administrative person. Okay. Because it was a better pay. Okay. It was just a better pay, seriously. If you a week can make 1,000, okay, just as an administrator, okay. So believe me, 15 years ago there was a nice money, okay. I was working in my hospital, okay, and I was making what, 300 pounds a month, okay. And that's why I left. I mean, our salaries would raise and it would be greater with years of experience. So I had to add the 10 years of experience and so on and so on. I just was so young, I didn't want to wait. I was just fed up of this many years of working. So coming back to this escort and coming back to the adult work, okay, the reason why I talk about this is because when you're starting something new, and erotic photography, it's absolutely new experience, and you don't have anyone to try it on, and it is maybe complicated and challenging to force yourself to do it on yourself. That's maybe even harder, okay? But you will come to the point when you realize that you have to try it to understand how it feels. But the escort and adult models are a great canvas, an amazing opportunity for you. They all need pictures, they all want pictures, and all you need to do is to go and advertise. Okay, Craigslist. That's what I did at that time. I would put advertisement that I am a photographer and I would like to make time for prints photo shoot. Okay, and models would contact me. Okay, and that's where I went. So if I would do like a portrait photography for family and a kid, right? And for me it was how to say, the work which was boring in general. I like to create portraits, but if I realize if I would need to do it as a conveyor experience to make money, as a create a competition, yes, to a million photographers in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, there is 400 photographers. Okay. Okay. And so you would understand what we're talking about at the end of the day. You would understand how the things went. So I need to do 10 photo shoots, or I need to do one with the escort. Okay. And that's what actually put me in that position. The reason how I drifted to escort and adult workers was that I still had a lot of connections from my models, and they all needed and were looking constantly to take pictures, and they were constantly talking about, oh, I need new pictures, I need new pictures, I need new pictures. The moment they will get new pictures, they will get a business. Okay, they will get new clients, they will get more money. So they were always hunting new pictures. Okay, so that is why I am suggesting you right now, because we can talk about this nude and erotic photography endlessly, but you need to start doing this. Okay, and if you do not have a contact, an escort neighbor or an escort sister or whatever, right? It's very rare. Okay, so nude photography, erotic photography is the best with such models, because they are open-minded and because they are more expressive, and because they understand that erotic photography for them is living. Okay, it must for the work, so they always will come. The only problem what I would have is I didn't know that you need to book 2 or 3. So then one drop out, 1 or 2 drop out. So that's the thing. But they would come, okay, because they need this photography and they would commit, and you would have the photo shoot. The problem with escort is that majority people who will find me, they're looking for a free photo shoot. If they're looking for a free photo shoot, it means that they are not very good models. Okay. And if they are not very good models, you will have a proper experience, learning experience, the curve, which will bring you, up and down with the such model. And you still need to try on yourself to get your knowledge. Okay. Because if you will be absolutely green, yeah, and you would not know what to do and how you would pose and how you would look. This is very important to have a camera, okay, and use it, not just to put it out there in the shelf and say, okay, I'm gonna do a nude photography. I am studying now a business course, and it's crazy expensive, okay. The reason I admitted to it, because I think if I'll pay such money, I will push myself. Okay, I will force myself to do something about it and just, how to say, move ahead. And I don't know, is it the price? Okay, the price pays and tells a lot. Okay, but they do a lot of how to say, you must do this homework, you must do this, you must move this, now you need to do this. Now they kind of chasing you, they kind of pushing you, they kind of this. But at the end of the day, you must understand erotic photography you can approach 2 ways. One way is to listen, okay, to get that experience from me, not from yourself. That means you're not living that experience, right? And then somehow, when you comprehend all the information, you will maybe get an impulse or a push from somewhere and start doing it. Okay. Some people just want to listen and watch. Okay. And look. Okay. And my talking is, how to say, it has to end eventually. And I will start showing the photo shoots. The problem with photo shoots I have is I cannot open the file and show you. I need to prepare the images, and by saying it prepare, I need to crop those images to the point that you do not see anything, or blur them out, and then you would not see anything anyway. So if it's a nude or erotic photo shoot, it's not gonna be, they're not gonna allow, not on Facebook, not on YouTube, not anywhere to show. Okay, so my job would be probably to look at the picture and then paint it, the scenarios, and finish it up and explain what was actually this picture about and stuff. So that's what we're gonna going into, but we are going into, because you need to see at least some of the art and some of the lights and some of the poses and some of the atmosphere and the feeling of sexuality and things what's going on, because the image itself, it portrays and tells a lot. So that's where we're going to move to next week, okay, in the visual side, and we will have probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 lessons there. Okay, and then I come back into the zone repeating. Okay, and I will be repeating the things what I have already mentioned, what are important for nude photography, for working with people who are shy and not confident. For you, what is important to look at and remember when you're making erotic photography, right? And the most, how to say, maybe important things, what are in erotic photography for singles, for couples, okay? And I don't know, photo shoots, threesome or something. It's a very early stage to talk about. Okay, I can maybe mention this because my studio creates these fantasies. Okay, where we use models, and then the couple can book a photo shoot and have this sexy, hot, sexy experience, because there are a lot of men and women who fantasize about someone else being with them, in the bedroom, on set. It does help a lot in terms of, I use it as a phototherapy technique. Okay, it's when you're using a model, it's not necessarily you're giving a permission to cheat for your husband and wife. I'm not saying this, but sometimes it is enough just to have that person and its energy, and that stimulation with the couple will happen one way or the other. Okay, because there is that person around. He's talking. It's energy in there, and it doesn't have to be a sexual connection with that couple, although a lot of couples think that they would like to some kind of an interaction, okay, which is fine. It all depends on the model. Okay, they're all asking me, but I'm not participating in these projects. I am just documenting them, and that's probably there is a difference. Okay, but coming back to the nude photography, you must understand that every person is different. The aging gives you a certain witnessing what the person went through and what happened to that person. The shape, the skin, the weight, etc. Okay, so the photo shoot with the models is the most probably exciting thing, because you would get to shoot more or less younger models, which has less imperfections. Okay, shooting, looking for those models and shooting them will give you one benefit, that in editing process you will need to do less. Okay, it just, how to say, it will be okay to shoot it like that. You know that when you look at the absolutely young, gorgeous girl or a boy, and they, how to say, have a perfect skin, right? You know that you will have a great photo shoot. Okay, and then you're having a couple 60 years old, which already lived life, have babies, or maybe have some operations, and maybe have some weight losses and gains and whatever, jiggling they had in their life, and that's it. I'm not even saying about mature people now. I just shot a very young couple, and the woman was all in stretch marks, and she was young. Okay, and I've seen a lot of young people, they now have stretch marks all over the body. Okay, because this is how our lifestyle become, right? How we live and how we eat. Okay, and nothing you can do about this. But what I'm saying is, for you as a photographer, because if you are perfectionist like me, it will kill you. Okay, it will kill you to start from a really mature people, because then you would need to adjust a certain light. Okay, like white skin and black skin shoots in a different way. Okay, and seriously, it is a different way. I remember I was having these light skinned models, and then the black models came in, and I was like sweating in my studio, like seriously sweating and thinking, what the hell is going on? Why can I not take a picture of her in the way I see it? I imagine it. I'm taking the picture and it's totally different, okay? Because of the skin. So, like I said, there are a lot of situations. One approach to nudity when you shoot the girl, okay? Another approach to nudity, nude photography, when you shoot a guy, okay? And the third one is when you shoot a couple. Inevitable. Those all three photo shoots will be different. Yes, you can use the same lighting. Yes, you can use the same settings. Okay? To start with. Yes, you can. Okay. But then you would see situations coming out when your vision become much clearer. You will understand what this lighting does. For some, this lighting hides a lot of imperfections. For some, it features and shows them, you know. So you would figure it out. So I am shooting everything in the way now, adjusting individually to the way what the personality is, okay, to the way what they wearing, okay, looking at their skin, looking at their shape, body shape, looking at their face, okay, because if they have, for example, they have a very big bags under the eyes, okay. In general, if the skin is very wrinkly, right, okay, you would need to take a decision for yourself. How would you take a picture, okay, because those eye bags, okay, I don't have like many big one, maybe this one, right, little bit, but there are really big eye bags. And then the certain lighting which it comes from the sideways, not from the above, it highlights, it actually shows off these imperfections. So, like, lighting is very important to hide things. Okay. And shooting nude photography, I always recommend to start from a low light. Something what I never had a chance to start with, because I bought for myself a very powerful flash guns. Okay. And even if I wanted, okay, they would not give a low light. So through the time, I was just using diffusers, I was covering up, and I was just, how to say, I can show you, this is like a very big softbox, you see? Like the full length of the softbox standing in here, right? So this type of softbox will give you a big range, like it diffuses, but if the person is tall, right, you can give the full height equally dispersed, diffused in there, depending on what you do. But like I say, erotic photography is very popular. Okay, it is so popular that people will forgive you for not the best lighting ideas. Okay, because lighting ideas are not a key to a successful erotic photo shoot. The key to a successful photo shoot is connection, yours with that person who you're shooting. Okay. The reason why is the key, because the better connection, the better pictures. The more a person will be open to you, the more person will be willing to show you, to try things with you. Open legs, okay, comfortably, right? Stand naked, bend over, do a lot of things as a model, what you would ask them to do, okay, and create those erotic positions, which you want to try with them, okay. If you're not gonna establish that warm, okay, and reassuring environment, okay, they're not gonna do it. Mm. They're not gonna do it. You will have something, but you will not be satisfied. So the first thing is not to jump to the studio or to the set and arranging the lights or whatever. No. The first thing what you need to do is jump to that model and make sure the model is happy. Okay. Would you like to do this and this? Would you like to drink? Would you like to have this? Maybe you want to have a cigarette. Maybe you want this. Okay, we will do this. Are you happy with this? Would you like to try this? Would you like to use accessories? Would you like to use shoes? Would you like to use the mask? Would you like to do? Just jump around that client. That's my technique, okay, to successful shoot. Then they will do everything because they get a lot of care, and how to say, they will feel that you preparing them, you're helping them the way you can, okay. And that's very important. Not when you place your model on the set and asking them to do something, but you need to do all this jumping around thing before. Okay. And if this is a guy, I always do a little bit of jumping too. Okay. Maybe, and that is serious. Okay. Maybe they don't want to shoot with anything, right? I mean, they come to shoot nude, they want to undress. I still suggest to go into some kind of a suit and say, okay, you will be undressing. Let's do this kind of a game and let's do this fun. Let's do this adventure. Show me how you will undress yourself and things, okay? So that's how I do it. I don't place them straight away naked on the studio and then try to push them one side or the other. No, that's not how I work, okay? So, looking after your model, looking after your client, finding one, getting in touch with them, that's the first thing, the first step into your nude photography, okay? I don't want to even talk about, yes, you bought the camera, yes, you have, the lights, yes, you have the lens, yes, you have the receiver and transmitter, okay, maybe you're using with the window light, okay, shooting with a daylight, right? Maybe you don't need any extra lights and stuff. I am just saying, you prepared for a shoot in the way what you need to do, okay? You need to have a chair or a sofa or a floor or a wall. At my studio, had all these options. When I started, I had a very little furniture because to all the studios, when I went, there was nothing in there. There was just a background and a stool. And that's it. So that's how my studio was at the start for maybe first 5 years. Okay. And then I've realized that they need a comfort, that they need to hold on to something, that they need, to have something to play with. Just a second. I have a lot of toys, in my studio, like props, accessories. Okay, look, I'll just show you now. Okay, because nudity it's the thing that people can go into that zone and can think of oh, maybe it's maybe something is not right, maybe I'm not looking at, oh, I don't do this, or maybe I don't do that, and when you give them something to do and make this playful, they forget that they had the legs open. Okay, they forget that they have these boobs hanging, right? And you're shooting the nipples and stuff, okay? So that's the thing. It is very important for you to understand that the game, when you're shooting nude and erotic photography, it has to be on. And you are that person who will bring the game. How you will bring the game? Okay, the person can only just hold on to, right? Yeah, there are so many things, right? So before I would give something to the client, right? He doesn't, maybe some even never hold this thing ever in their life, right? They don't know what it is, okay? They don't know what is that. So you need to show. You need to show, you need to present that thing, and you need to show what that client could do with that thing, okay? You are that person who's explaining. And one thing is to say in words, and another thing is to show. Okay, so I use with my models, my clients, a lot of showing. How should they do and how should they look, and how to use that prop. Okay, and the props are very important. They are. And so what I do is every outfit which we select for a photo shoot has an accessory set and a prop. And I always say to them that don't necessarily have all the pictures with this prop, but you have to have them because we will start with this prop. Okay, so this is, for example, for a girl. Let me show you for the guy. Just a second, because we're talking about the pros for the guy. It's a very simple prop. Hmm? Let me just put this on. Okay. Okay, for the guy. Imagine if he's bald. It will ruin my hairstyle now. Okay. Imagine he's bald, right? So wearing something like I say, it is straight away a different dimension. Okay, it's already nice. Okay, so you can wear it on the eyes, and you can just wear it on the hat, but the person is naked. Okay, so what he will be concentrated and thinking about is not how the cocoa balls look like and how these things, right? He will be doing the thing with this. Fixing it, you would just say, okay, can you fix it a little bit higher? Can you fix it a little bit lower? Can you put it on your eyes now? So he will be occupied with this thing. It's a simple prop. Okay. But it will distract the person and you will get more successful shots from those sets while he is thinking and doing something. So those props are very good to start with. Okay, because people are nervous. Nude photography is revealing yourself and opening up, and there are a lot of open minded people, but everyone is nervous. Everyone. Everyone is nervous. People freak out. Some of them freak out so much that I remember one client said, you know, I didn't pick up any phone. If someone will ring me, I just get nervous so much. I would just turn around and go home in my car. He was in my car. And I said, thanks God you didn't turn around. Now you will have an amazing shoot. And I usually very relaxed with people. Okay. I know that this is nerve wracking for them. I know this is a challenge. Okay. So if you be like, how to say, I am serious in one point because I need to think and I need to plan everything and I need to make sure that we have these successful shots and we will manage to shoot everything what we've planned because our appetites are growing when we're making the shooting plan, and this happens before the shoot. So like I say, if you want less nerve-wracking session, choose 3 options. Okay, 3 outfits. Seriously, it's a basic and it will be enough. If you have 3 outfits and dressing to the nudity, you will have full on shoot. Okay. You don't need anything more. That's exactly what the studio would do, you know. They will select you that much. In the studio, you will have 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes there, 5 minutes there, and that's it. Okay. And so changing time, 5 minutes of shots, and that's all you will have. So for your photography session, you will be undressing your person. Okay. And that's gonna add up more time. And if you add props, you will have different pictures as well. And it will ease up the mood. Okay. For guys, probably it is very complicated to start with. So I recommend props even more. Okay. Because how to say, if you can flirt with the lady, then that's fine, you know. But if you cannot flirt and you are shy yourself, okay, then you would need to have props for yourself, for your sake, okay, of the successful shoot. So we just spoke about what is important in nude photography, right? Connection and the model. How to get the model? Simple. Craigslist in London, it's seriously, you will have 5-10 emails in a week's time, so you can start practicing. Okay. In general, what you need is a camera, light, and a lens. Okay. And of course, the model if you don't want to shoot yourself, right? Then practice with nude models. And some people go into nude photography and they have not accepted themselves being naked. Okay. And they have not seen a lot of naked bodies. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because I can tell you another thing happened to me when I was studying medicine to be a doctor. Okay. I went to the course, okay, and I graduated and I had this massage therapy diploma, okay, so that I can work and pay for my university, okay, and for the place to live. And so I did massages for many people. And that's probably where I've got to used to a nude body. Okay, my touch became not sexual at all, more healing and therapeutic because there is. So I did, and I specialized because I had medicine background. I specialized in the pain therapy, and I did a lot of how to say different type of massages. It's not relaxed. It's a deep tissue, and it's a very complicated and hard work. Okay, so I've touched a lot of nude bodies, and I've seen a lot of nude people who were in different shapes and forms, and that's probably gave me that kind of a touch. Okay, because when you and I am doing this, I do not recommend for guys. Okay, if your model doesn't want you to be in the changing room with you and help to change is one thing. Okay, when you are a photographer woman, you can do all of that. You can. And majority of my clients, you would not believe this, they expect me to come to them and help them to remove one thing, do another thing, zip it up, button it up, put a corset, and that kind of a thing. So I touch them constantly. Okay. And during that touch, you still develop some kind of a like information. You're passing that information. I even go down and touch the boobs, put the boobs in properly in the places and stuff, and my clients I never feel awkward from my touch. But the reason why it happens is because I've touched a lot of bodies in my life. Okay. And imagine you doing the first photo shoot, your probably hands are shaking and you going and touching that person, the person will be scared. Okay. So how to say, nude photography, you can do it in a distance. Okay. You can, right? But what I'm saying is to you, I am a touchy person. For me to connect with my model or with my client is the most fastest way is through the touch. Okay. I would hug them. Okay. I would measure and how to say, help them to change during the photo shoot, before the photo shoot, to prepare, to try out outfits. Okay. I will be touching them constantly. So that connection, okay, and that trust is building during that process. Okay, touching. So imagine if you don't do touching and you keep yourself on the distance, the photo shoot not necessarily will be worse. Okay, you can have those lenses where you can shoot in a distant close-ups, right? But you do not present that experience because I come through that touch, I come to my clients really close. Okay, and when we're shooting the sex scenes, I want them to have those shots when I'm like absolutely here. I would put my hand in there and I would shoot it through their shoulder and I would be in there and I will be like everywhere. The closer the better. That's how I would shoot. So imagine if you are having this, and you know what? If you're having this long lens, it's fine, okay? But the people would not get the same experience with you. It's just a fact. And there are a lot of photographers like that, okay? They're scared to touch. They do not have that touch which I'm talking about, yeah? Okay, when it's non-sexual, when you can touch any part of the body, f- f- your client's body, and he would feel that this is professional, okay, and he would not get any stimulation from this. So that is something for you to think about, okay, and start touching other people, start touching yourself first, Okay, because I am sure people forget to touch themselves. Start touching yourself and start touching other people. And I would suggest, if you're hiring the model or you are doing this time for print shoot, you can put that requirement via email and say that I would be touching your body. Because if I need to put the limb, okay, I can say, for example, for a partner, can you open her legs, or can you push this, or can you bring this? But most of the time, when they are in the heat and they are doing something, okay, they do not hear you, and I don't want to even say anything. I just come and move it, or do it, or touch it, or I am in this process. Okay, I am participating. So I am doing this, but I am doing this not in the way that I'm turned on to touch them while they're having sex. No, I am in the way that I need to see with my camera very well and record this for them, and they are covering the view. That's from that point I'm coming, okay? And I hope you understand. I'm talking about a different kind of photography here, and erotic photography is one of the kind to experiment. There are so many people would like to be erotic photographers. There are so many people who was in contact with me and wrote me an email saying, "Oh, I am a photographer and I wish to do the things what you do and stuff." But they didn't. They just wish. Okay, they just wish. And what happens with that wish, I can tell you, you need to go and do it. Thanks God the life put everything out there that I know. Every step I went in my life, it benefited my work at the moment I am doing. Okay, and to learn new things, it's absolutely hard, especially when you need to go through the things like that, touching someone's body. Some people are embarrassed to touch themselves. Okay, they embarrassed to do that. So imagine what kind of information they can translate when they are touching someone else. Okay, so the most important is energy. Okay, it's energy. It's your energy and the client's energy. And the art was born from that energy. Yes, you can stage the shots. Yes, you don't need to touch anything to get those shots. There are so many shots which you see that they are artistic. They did it in a distance, okay, or they filmed it and they take, how to say, movie films, stills. But I do not see many who actually participating in process, okay, with your clients, because majority of people would like that. Okay, they would like you to join. And I've been asked many times to join, and I'm like saying, I'm not gonna go anywhere. This will be me who is doing everything, arranging and directing and telling you what to do. I am the part. Is this your picture? People asking me. Of course, it's my picture. This is me who taking this picture. So it is part of me in every picture, in every video. Yes, there are strangers, different people in front of the picture, but this is me. Okay, so if I would not have this connection with my clients, would I have a different shoot? uh, Probably that connection brings 20-30%. But if we speak about energy, oh, energy changes everything. That's how you qualify the artwork. Okay, that's how you can evaluate. Because if it makes you feel, okay, if it seriously, how to say, connect with you. And the reason why I'm taking those shots, risky shots, let's say, okay, for majority of you, because people who are in that scene at that time, they do not see it, okay, and they would need to, how to say, have understanding of what actually happening on the day, okay, from that particular angle. And then in the same time, they can relate very well to have such a explicit and such a close-up shot comparing with someone being standing somewhere in a distance over there, and someone is making out in here, you know. We are still producing this type of work. There is this tomorrow coming this adult couple for adult work, and they send me examples of what they already created, okay. And it was from the distance. Everything was from the distance. And I'm saying, well, that's great, that's fine. But I don't see anything. Do you? I see in the distance two people making love. That's what I see. But what happening is between those legs, I don't see. Okay? So that's the difference. When you will see the porn shoot, okay, they will put the camera. Okay, and they will film the whole content. Or they will film one scene, they will put another camera, another scene, and that's how they film it. The reason why you bored of this scenarios is because of that thing. Okay, so people try to discover and how to say, push the models more and do kind of a thing more, and maybe more positions and maybe more this, more that. No, the camera action should be different to create more stimulation for a viewer. And when people are creating and are in this creation mode, they do not think about, you know, who is on the other side of the lens, who is the viewer. Okay. So when you're creating nude art photography, who are you creating it for? For yourself? Why are you doing this? If you want to learn adult photography, do you want to learn this for yourself? Do you want to learn this to make a business of it, or you have a passion and you're going to do something with it in the future, or create art or whatever? Do you want to help adult models to make portfolios? Maybe even after 10 or 20 shoots, whatever, you already can sell. Okay, adult portfolios. There are different level of portfolios, and there are portfolios which you can sell for £200. Okay, and people will be happy to buy. Okay, and there are portfolios, adult portfolios, which are 2,000. That's the difference. Okay, so different client, beginner or not a beginner, will choose a different photographer. But that's the way it goes. Okay, so we discussed now about those things, and I just needed to tell you what happened to me all the time when I was just starting out and really worried about those things. You know, I'm like paranoid, I'm like freak, okay, to be perfect. I'm worrying about the lights, I'm worrying about this, and you know, you jumping around, you running around, you have million things on your mind, you know, to dress the model, to prepare the set, to make sure model is comfortable, to pose the model, to light the model, to shoot the model. Then you will think how you will edit, okay, and what will happen in general. So you would forget about the creativity, you know? No, that's true. So all my photo shoots very creative now and very, how to say, interesting to watch, right? But before this factor, you know, it was just left behind. Okay. So now at the moment, what I see is creativity is presented with lighting, okay, and with the set, okay. More or less models pose or model figure or model, you know, expression is the same, okay. And so what creativity means that you bring some kind of props, details, and even yourself or someone else, or pretend that there is someone else, or you know how to say, think of something like a scenario, okay? Because when you just go and shoot a person on the bed or on the floor or near the window, usually you do not discuss the scenario. Okay. But if you think of the scenario and you would think about the creativity factors, which I do now, okay, it will also will change the atmosphere and also will change the goal of the shoot, okay? Because even clients who coming to do a photo shoot, they want to act out, okay, to be movie stars or in general, try like to be a models and things, right? So if you give them a flavor of that, okay, give them something to try, because with the adult workers, right, when I'm shooting adult content, adult portfolio, I always use that creativity for one reason, because the guy has a fantasy. When I was working in adult business, I spoke with a lot of guys and they were saying me what kind of the fantasies they have. Okay. So that's where I put my model into kind of a like fantasy situation. Okay. When they say, okay, so what kind of a service you provide? And she says, okay, I do this and this. And then I say, okay, so maybe we can just imagine that you're doing this and so your client, for example, doing this. I mean, a lot of clients play golf, right? Or tennis, okay? Or have a school golf fantasy, or have a teacher's fantasy, right? Or something. So I would push my adult worker, okay, to choose one fantasy she wants, okay, and represent that. Okay. So the rest of the images would be about her body, yeah, about the lingerie, about her sensuality, sexuality, right? But one we would choose for the fantasy for to play out this idea. And usually it's how to say, it's something what other clients would look for, you know. That's how they would separate. So the reason why I'm suggesting this is because I want my adult models to stand out. Okay, I just don't want to shoot all these plain pictures or all the same pictures, right? We need to shoot at least one scenario where it will be interesting, okay, for her to act out and for me to take. So, you know, the best adult models who are striving in this business are those who want to enjoy themselves as well, okay? Not only have sex the way the client wants, okay, but also want to enjoy themselves, okay, and explain the things what they want, okay. And that's what I suggest you to do, because if you just shoot something like related to their work and their business is one thing, but if you choose and add something what is in your way and your passion in this, you will create this portfolio and you will make it more exciting if it will be yours, okay. So that's another suggestion. Use fantasies, okay. Try to experiment with fantasies. I mean, lady's body is amazing, but if you add some kind of like an accessory, I mean, even a handcuff on her hand in front of, you know, I know, or between her legs, right? It already says something. And the picture will be totally different if it's not there. Yeah. Okay. So try to think how you can create more options for yourself to enjoy your work, and more options for a client, because the clients also appreciate this, okay, help. Most of them don't have a clue, okay, and they rely adult models rely on you. So if you book an adult model for a shoot and say, okay, I will do you, you know, these pictures, but you can maybe follow my plan, then you can have a benefit. You both can have a benefit, not just the model will come and say, okay, now I've good Google, you know, this is like very often situation. I'll tell you how the adult model will come to see you. Okay, so I have these pictures I've already collected, and I want, on the Google, I want this shot, this shot, this shot, and I already have the shot. And you will be the one like a slave. So you just suggested time for print shoot, but they actually come to use you. Okay, because they want this shot and this shot and this shot, and you can create this one she likes, okay, and stuff. And not always I take this type of clients, okay? So you need to have this discussion in advance, okay, that you can create something what they like. And at the same time, you can make something for yourself as well, okay? So, nude photography, how to do it? Well, the only way is forget about the perfectionism, forget about being scared and afraid, okay, what the others will think, okay. You never be perfect. You just admit if you're experimenting, you will never be perfect, okay. So I don't want you to have this disappointment. But the first thing what you need to say to yourself that no one will judge you, okay. And if that person will come to you, you will say, if you do not like anything, we will delete all the pictures just in front of you, okay, so that you would be guaranteed, okay. You would just say this, okay. If you do not like something, then we will just delete all the pictures, okay. And that's it. So then you both will be interested to create something, okay. So you will start your nude photography from the journey when you are doing free artwork, okay, and then you will develop your mind for business if you're thinking to go ahead, okay. The thing is, with my course, what I'm doing now, a business course, they are pushing there. They are stepping on your heels. But at the end of the day, no one else is going to push you. No one else. This is just you. Okay? So, how you can do this and go ahead is to make this ad. The ad is simple. Hey, I am new to nude photography. I would like to take pictures for you. Okay, if you're an adult work, please get in touch. I will give you, I don't know, say 50 shots. 50 shots, okay? Say them 50 shots and tell them that you don't know anything about editing because all the adult workers would be interested in that, okay? In high end editing. To start nude photography for you, it's enough to shoot. It's enough, and do not even bother to think about editing because it's a different field. It's like a different forest, okay, where a different mushroom grows. So at the moment, you just need to push yourself and start. Okay, that's all you need to do to have a first experience. If you go to Craigslist and put this ad, it's free. Okay, you can even put your own picture, so then they will see it. Why? I can tell you, if you put your own picture, they would associate you with themselves, and more likely people will come who will accept you, and will be no judgment. I'm telling you, will be no judgment. You will do this photo shoot, okay, and this is very easy with the window, okay. If you do it in the daylight, or I don't know, up to 6 p.m. when it's now it's actually a really long time sun is up, so you actually can do it at 6 p.m. and we will have a very nice sun. 6 o'clock or after, you can do it even outside. It's a golden hour. I had witnessed it, once I was in the field, okay, with the haze, and it was very golden, and I've just realized that I witnessed amazing thing. So yeah, photography, nude photography, erotic photography will give you a lot of inspiration, and you will witness a lot of things happening. You just need to start, okay? Start. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Kiss you. Mean it. Bye.